Hi, I'm Andrei Mincov, the founder of Trademark Factory, and in this video I'm going to share with you my thoughts about yet another trademarking screw-up. This time around, it's Vinnie Vincent is fighting with Kiss. No! This one is a bit personal because I love a lot of music by Kiss. I love a lot of their albums, and my favorite album is their 73 album, Lick It Up. In fact, I love it so much that when I was still living in Russia and studying English, I found nothing better to do than to ask my English teacher what the hell Lick It Up meant. And she was a very beautiful young woman, and she was so embarrassed, and it took me a while to understand why, because when you're learning the language you don't really know all the connotations. I could have probably guessed by the video what it meant, but I just didn't know any better at that time, and I always remember that moment. So anyway, that's not about me. That's not about my English teacher. That's about Vinnie Vincent, who used to be the guitarist who played on that album. And he had some very difficult relationship with the rest of the band, because even though he's an amazing guitarist, they've always been in disputes with Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley and, the band in general. And they even went through some lawsuits where Vinnie Vincent tried to convince the court that he was underpaid royalties for the Lick It Up album, and he lost. And in the process, he was ordered to pay huge attorney fees in favor of the band, which left Vinnie very, very unhappy. So anyway, Vinnie appeared to be making friends with Gene Simmons and the rest of the band recently, and they were seen together, they're talking, they even played a couple of times, and as this story shows, and again I'm always posting a link to the article that I'm commenting in the description below, what happened is that Vinnie found nothing better to do than to try and file a trademark for Vinnie Vincent Kiss. And if you don't know, Gene Simmons and Kiss own a ton of trademarks. Gene Simmons has once famously said, "If I could, I would trademark the air you breathe. Yes, I would." And so he trademarks pretty much anything that he thinks can make him money. And they've got a ton of trademarks that cover Kiss. So when Vinnie Vincent announced that he's trying to trademark Vinnie Vincent's Kiss, I wrote a comment basically saying that I really hope that Vinnie has secured Gene Simmons and the rest of the band's permission to file that trademark, because if he hadn't, he's going to find himself in a lot of pain. And guess what? Turns out he did not seek that permission, because here's what Gene Simmons said about this whole thing. Said, "There's something called the classic failure mechanism, which I was told by doctors and everything. I'm not saying he's one, but there are people who simply cannot handle when things are starting to go their way, success, so they are torpedoed by making stupid decisions to make sure they don't succeed, so they can deal with that. Some people just can't fathom being up there, so they turn to other stuff and torpedo it." And he also said, "Vinny's a great guy, very talented, and maybe, in my view, his own worst enemy, in my opinion." And something tells me that this is not going to end well for Vinnie, and it's very unfortunate. Again, I 100% agree with him being extremely talented. His playing on that Kiss album was amazing, and it's just too bad that these guys are fighting over something that could have easily been avoided. Anyway, that's my rant. If you liked it, if you hated it, if you have a brand you want to protect, if you want to learn about trademarks, subscribe and get notified whenever the next video goes live. And I'll see you in the next video.